Hey everyone, yes, we are playing catch up with our Discovery episodes here, and I've got one for you today. Hey, the DC shill is covering a DC film, considered the last one, I guess, in the Snyderverse. We have here today, we're looking at Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom Blu-ray and a digital code release. Came out a little while ago. And yeah, this was a film that people were kind of surprised at. Some people really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Check out my 1-minute review on the Movie Man's Movie Minute on my short that I did here. I enjoyed it overall. Didn't expect it to be a buddy movie like it was. And yeah, there are a couple of rough spots in it, but overall, I really had fun with this movie. But can you have fun with this Blu-ray release? Well, let's get up close and personal and check it out. So here we have Aquaman taken in the Lost Kingdom taken from the poster. What's really cool is this is actually textured here for the title. So this is a rougher finish. It's not as glossy as you might expect, more of a matte finish, but I liked the raised lettering in here. You can't quite see it on the here, but and there's a slight reflectiveness to everything as well. So that's pretty sharp that they did that for this slipcover here that we have in. Yeah, I really liked the raised lettering and just the texture of the sleeve. And then Aquaman's spine, the Lost Kingdom on the side. And then on the back, between land and sea, is a world worth a saving. So here we got a list of all the special features, which we cover in a moment, your synopsis. I like how they did this a little bit mix up with the production stills as well, giving it a little bit of variation versus your normal like just square photos. So yeah, pretty cool slipcover. Always enjoy having the slipcover, and as always, the case is the same, except here we do have our special features outlined above the credits that they have here, but it's basically the same thing. No real changes there with the cover or the front. Now, as far as the inside goes, what do we got? Well, you do have your Movies Anywhere digital code here, and yeah, this one expires again. Another just only a year. These used to be like 2 years and sometimes even 3, and now it's a digital code that expires in just a year. So that's always just a little disappointing they're doing that now, and that's why we get the physical media, right? So, and then as far as the disc goes, check that disc out. The disc quality color is pretty cool, as well as the design on there. I like that quite a bit, the kind of Aquaman logo in there, and going with green instead of blue with the coloring. So that's an interesting choice as well. So what about those special features? Well, what we got here are a number of longer ones. It's almost as if they knew kind of this was going to be a bit of a swan song for the DCEU. So we first have Finding the Lost Kingdom. 21 minutes, 22 seconds. It's the longest of the extras on this disc collection. Behind the scenes, showing the production, what went into it, kind of a visual diary of everything that went on in creating this. You get to see Momoa having some fun, and the cast having fun, and yeah, just some really cool stuff to see how much was actually practical and how much was blue screen. And it's surprising actually how much was practical as far as sets and such that they built. And they also go into a number of other angles as well. Then we get Aquaman's world above and below. That's a 9-minute feature talking about how they created, you know, Atlantis, and they do the Lost Kingdom, and then the world above, and the production design and designing of the island and everything that they had there, and what went into the creative process for that. So that was very fascinating. Then Atlantean blood is thicker than water. 4 minutes, 17 seconds, exploring the dynamic between Aquaman and his brother, and that was kind of fun. You get to see how the chemistry between these two performers, and very interesting. And then we get a feature just for Manta. It's a Manta world. That's a little over 10 minutes, where we get to see all the cool stuff of the behind-the-scenes stuff of setting up Manta's lair and his submarine, and what they went into for the concepts for that, as well as Manta himself. You know, and yeah, I dig. All the special features on here were interesting, and they didn't have repeat footage either, which was nice, because sometimes you get that, and here we don't have that. Then we have Necros, the Lost Black City, where they talk about what they had to do for coming up with that being the Lost Kingdom. Spoiler, I know, if you haven't seen it, sorry. But that's Necros is basically the Lost Kingdom, and showing why, how they came up with this kingdom to make it separate and different from all the other stuff that we had seen so far in the world of Aquaman. And Escape from the Deserter Worlds, 8 minutes, covers the desert section here when Aquaman is freeing his brother from the deserter world, and, you know, talking about their designs, their thoughts behind the story with the deserter world, and yeah, the mythology. You really learn a lot about the mythology that they came up with, how much they pulled from comics and how much they came up originally here through all of these special features. And then we have a Brawling in the Kingfish Lair, which is a 4-minute one. I didn't quite care for the Kingfish Lair. It was all right, but it did feel like it was kind of torn from Star Wars, a cantina, which I think, if I remember correctly, they mentioned it was one of the influences, and you can definitely see it in here. So, and then Oh Topo, a 2-minute special talking about the octopus and his abilities and how his character grew to be more than just kind of this octopus they were going to throw in as a cameo, and yeah, and their approach for that. So, I mean, overall, there's a lot of extras in here, more than I kind of expected, and some more than what we may have seen in other DC film releases. And so, if you're a fan of this, you can pick it up. The 4K Ultra HD and digital code version, $29.99. Blu-ray and digital code, $24.99. And a DVD is $19.99. So a couple bucks more than the color purple releases here, you know, and whether it's worth it or not, I think is going to be if you're a fan of Aquaman, of the Jason Momoa character, as well as the swan song for the DCEU. So thank you so much for listening to me ramble. I appreciate every single one of you. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Would love to hit 3,000 subscribers or more before the end of 2024. Can only do that with your help. And until next time, remember, keep that ticket stub.